It is a tradition in the village of Korusi to sacrifice a virgin to the gods in the last days of the last month of every year. A very barbaric tradition, a very strange situation where parents will do nothing as they watch their daughters being killed because of this nonsensical tradition. A village where a woman not being a virgin is heavily discriminated against and humiliated, yet also at the same time stand a chance of being killed for being that very same virgin. The villagers believed that it was the only way to keep the gods appeased and for their soil to be fertile. So even the young ladies were very conscious of their roles and mainly preserved their virginity for this role. In their opinion, if they were selected for this holy and prestigious role, they had to serve their village this way. In their own beliefs and what they have been taught, this was their patriotic contribution to their village. But a young girl was determined to break this tradition. The only problem was, would she succeed?
A wise man once said, try to argue with ignorant people and they will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. I saw that this was true. I wanted to let them know that this tradition wasn't helping anything and instead destroying and traumatizing family. Well, after a long speech about this in the market square, I was dragged to the village square and flogged for blaspheming against the gods. But I was determined. I was determined to stop this tradition once and for all. My name is Tamara, and this is my journey. A question I never had an answer to was,
why are you so stubborn?
A question asked by my parents, especially my mother. My reply wasn't anything, usually just silence. They wouldn't understand my motivation anyways. The real reason I'm against this tradition is because of last year. Something happened, something that forever changed my life. I had a friend, a best friend, named Bo. And true to her name, she was this kind of free person that never kept grudges, that never stressed anybody, most especially even herself. This girl was the sort of person that could see brimstone falling from the sky and still joke about the shape of the stone. She was so careless and free-minded that I worried for her. Soon enough, she started following one boy, claiming they were dating a secret. The only person that knew about this their charade was me.
Please subscribe.
I was against this secret relationship. Things like that were heavily frowned at in this village because a woman's chastity before marriage determined her value here. And there was something about this harumo that just pisses me off. I knew this man was fishy, but this my gullible friend was too far deep in love. She always made me remember when my grandmother would always say that the woman you love was the most dangerous and foolish human being because she could do anything. But one night, I had awoken to go visit my friend late in the night. It was how we normally did. Sometimes we would just sleep over at each other's house. Our parents understood this. Then I heard some strange noises. Some noises near the bath I had taken. I could see my friend Do and Harumo in the bush. It throat pain. This was what I heard. I could see their shadows and the kind of posture they are taking. Were they planning to do it in the bush? Dove, what are you doing? I was afraid for my friend's sake. What if instead of me, it was another person that was fasting this path? This Dove would have been a laughing stock, a disgrace, and her family would have definitely disowned her. I stopped them, and in the following week, the fertility festival was held. All the young ladies were in fear, but also with a sense of honor. The ladies no man had proposed to yet, including me, felt this was our necessary right to protect our village. We were sure the gods will not be angry, and that there will be an abundance of food and crops in the village. Even I felt that if I was selected, it was a thing to be proud of. a thinking pattern formed by poor education and ignorance. We single ladies will stand in a line, and the walls that weren't virgins will be pushed away. We didn't know how the oracle knew. It was a strange game, but we believed in the man. This would become a source of gossip afterwards. I was one of those chronic gossips, and I was sure that these people will be disowned soon after. Apparently, the gods will reveal who were the true virgins to the oracle. But the next few seconds became the most tragic ones of my entire life. A wrinkly old hand that rested on my friend's shoulder. I watched as my friend was slowly taken to the front. Her parents held back their tears. All we could do was watch. We couldn't do anything. We didn't do anything. I watched as she was killed in front of all of us, and how every villager started singing chants unto the gods. Just like that, I fell on my knees. I couldn't properly process everything that had just happened. My friend, my sister Dove, was dead. Someone I knew for close to 10 years, gone. Just like that. Just because of a stupid tradition. It then began to flash back to me. This oracle had been asking to sleep with Dove, making numerous advances on her, but Dove had always refused because of her love for that Harumo. What a coincidence that it was that same Dove that was picked for slaughter. After that festival, I felt sick. The villagers were busy singing and dancing because of its successful conclusion, and I looked at them like animals. A young lady was dead and they were celebrating. It was then I began to understand the uselessness of tradition. It is because of me. If I had allowed her and Harumo to proceed that night, if my busy body hadn't taken me out that night, this wouldn't have happened. I caused her death. I am the real culprit behind this. My one and only friend had left this world.
From that day, Tamara bore in her heart to stop this tradition once and for all. But she gave speeches, gave talks, yet no one was persuaded. They were stuck in tradition. For once in her entire life, Tamara felt stuck, felt helpless. What could she do to stop this? Tamara was in deep thoughts when the solution came one night. She was on her way to Dove's house. She knew that her parents were lonely and sad. Even after several months had passed since then, she always kept them company because Dove was their only child. But this time, something was off. Why did you bring her here? I told you to keep her with you. Well, I'm tired of taking care of this child. It is very exhausting. Are you not her father? I'm going. Tamara watched from a distance. She instantly understood what was going on. Dove's mother must have had an affair in the past, because that little girl bore a striking resemblance to her and Dove. Dove's mother was panicking. She was sweating profusely. If her husband, or worse, the entire village, found out, she would be sent out very immediately. Her life would be a living hell. While Tamara was recovering from the shock of Dove's mother cheating on her husband, she got an idea, a very cunning one. She rushed to Dove's mother and offered to hide the little girl for her. She didn't wait for Dove's mother to thank her or understand how she had known before rushing off with the little girl, a wide smile on her face. She had finally found a way to break this awful tradition, and the key to this was this little girl. It was obvious that the fertility festival needed a virgin to be concluded. But what if that lady that was sacrificed wasn't a virgin? Yet, nothing happened. Yet, the so-called gods were not angry. Tamara started preaching to the whole village that her friend Dove had had a child 3 years before she was sacrificed, and that this little girl was the proof.
The oracle is fake. He has sacrificed a non-virgin. He cannot see. The gods have forsaken him.
Tamara boldly declared to the whole village.
And you all have now finally seen that we have been having good harvest without a proper virgin being sacrificed. We do not need it.